What up, YouTube? We have the 2007 Cadillac Escalade. We're replacing the fuel pump. Vehicle was shutting off. If you notice it shutting off when you're taking turns, stuff like that, it could be a weak fuel pump, so have that looked at. That's the fuel line right there that you'll want to take off. That's the fill hose that comes in. And then the other line right there was the return line. This drive shaft, it's optional if you want to remove it to give yourself some more space. I do the job on this video without removing it, so it is your choice how you want to go about it. Right now, I am closest to the front of the vehicle, so this line right here, it's close to the center of the vehicle. You're going to see the transmission bell housing right by my hand. You just squeeze those two tabs and pull it backwards. I already had it disconnected, so if it seems hard, you might need to get a pick. Little pick tool will help out, but just squeeze those two tab ends and you can pull it backwards. Now we're going to go ahead and move to the back of the vehicle. We're closest to the rear end of the vehicle. That's the charcoal canister right there. You'll need to disconnect two lines from there, and then you'll have the two connections on the back of the tank, that fill line and then what I believe is the return line. Now the other one, there's going to be two tabs that you squeeze in. That fill line was an 8mm, so if you have the same hardware on yours, you're looking at an 8mm, and then you're just squeezing in the other tabs and pulling them backwards. From here, we'll take that metal housing off. That's going to give us access to see the lines on the side. Once you get that off, all I did from there was take the two belts down and slowly lower the tank. Once I got it low enough to disconnect those lines, I did that. That little plastic clip, you need to take that off to give yourself a little bit of slack. That way you can continue to lower it down. And then from there, you can slide it out from under the vehicle. So again, those two connectors were on the charcoal canister. And then you had the two on the back end. That's the 8mm where the fill line is. And then from there, you have the three on the fuel tank right there. Got those three on the fuel tank. And then you're going to have one in the very front of the tank. That connector right there. So once you disconnect all of those, it's free. You can lower it down, pull it out of the vehicle. And now we're going to put the new pump in. So from here, we're just going to tap that. There's tools you can order off of whatever you use, Amazon, AutoZone. I just use a hammer and chisel. Tap it loose, lefty loosey, righty tighty, knock it backwards. And there's a sensor that does spin on there. So if it feels like you can't get that ring off, just take a look at that sensor. You might need to turn it a little bit to the inside, and then you can pop that ring right over the top. From here, don't pull the gas tank all the way out. There's going to be two lines connected to the inside of the tank, so you don't want to kind of yank that thing all the way out. Just slowly pull it up. As you pull it up, you'll see them and you can disconnect them. Those are the two lines right there. And then I'll show you how I went about putting it back in. What I did notice on this pump is it was disconnected. Those two bars weren't connected to the bottom of the housing. So I feel like on the installation, somebody had a problem. Now the float on this one isn't connected. So what we're gonna do is just take the tape off, the little warning tape that's on the float, pop that off, and it's easy. You're just gonna orientate it the same way your old pump is. Pop it right in. It's gonna click. As soon as you hear it click, it's right into place. It is real simple. So don't be worried. Don't let it intimidate you if you see the part sitting in the box along with your pump and instructions. It's an easy process. Now from here, those two lines on the inside, for me, it made it a lot easier to just hook up some zip ties on them. That way I could pull the zip ties up once I'm done putting the pump in. So I put the zip ties on the line and I let the zip ties hang out. Then I insert the new pump into the tank. Once I insert the new pump, I pull the two lines up. That'll lift up the tank a little bit, allow you to connect the two lines underneath the tank. Then just grab your snips, clip your zip lines, throw those out of the way, pop the new pump inside, put the clamp back on, put your ring on, and you're good to go. Oh, what I didn't show you was there is a new gasket for that fuel tank, so spend a little extra money if it doesn't come with the pump. Get a new gasket. I would recommend it every single time. So from here, I used a skateboard on the jack to lift it up. It was convenient for me. If you know me, you know I got plenty of them to use. Shout out to Faces. And they do have tools for that. But again, it was simple. So we have the charcoal canister lines, the line in the front, the 2 connections on the back, and then those 2 belts that hold it into place, bars, whatever you want to call them. But that's all you're going to need to do to get this thing back up and on. So at this point, with the new pump in place, we're going to get all the connections back on. We're going to use that jack setup with the skateboard, lifting it straight up. That gave me space on both sides to work. So as soon as I lifted that up, once everything was connected, we're good to go. We're going to put the belts in, get the fill tank back on, and everything is ready. At that point, you're going to want to prime your motor. Just turn that key, let everything kind of run. You're going to hear the pump activate. Then you can go to the back, check for leaks. That way you know your work is solid. Going to take a look under there, start it up, let it run. Double check your work. Let's get it.